Hello YouTube, this is Enchanted LifePath TV, and we are a bit late with this one. I've been late for my own funeral all week. I was just checking the date. I think it's the 3rd. So this is from the first, this article. The live stream was set up at the same time as well, but I've just got around to doing it now. We're just going to do this live stream and now get this one sorted. It's about Tomorrowland, the summer festival of satanic rituals. The dragon breathes fire of Lucifer's rebirth. Can't get me words out. So anyway, look at this, 69, 96. Right? Anyone wants to come over into the chat on the website while I'm on here, you can do. Join in there. And we've also got the chat open here. It wasn't working. Shut up. It wasn't working a couple of minutes ago, so I've just fixed that. For some reason, they blocked us off again. Right, just check this is working. Yeah, it's working. We've just seen that. So now, what this is about today's stream is because there's a fire on the 29th of July at Tomorrowland. Now, it was Tomorrowland, Spain, right? That's where this one was. This was a fire. Now, they had them in 8 other places this year. So there was 9 altogether. 9 is the number of the devil. We'll look into all stuff like that as we go along. So when I seen this, knew instantly it was going to be cryptic, another little message. You seen the fire? It went up like some sort of ritual anyway, the fire. In the middle of a big field, surrounded by thousands of people. 22,000 people were said to have been evacuated from this one. Now, as soon as you see it, just look like they lit a big wicker man on fire or something. Just look like a big ritual. And what a place to have a big ritual. One of the most ritualistic events on the pagan calendar that you'll ever wish to imagine. This Tomorrowland festival. Right? Just gonna get going on this now. Just see if anyone's popped in. One watching now. Paul Bollywood Tomorrowland is a weird fag lover show for Satanists. It is. There you go. Whatever just called it, a big pagan extravaganza. There's 5 thumbs up now. Right. So thanks for coming in, Paul. I haven't seen you in the live stream yet, so you haven't got a spanner. Right, you need one. Drop links in. Everyone drop links in. Let's tear the arse out of Tomorrowland today. Okay, so here goes. I'm gonna make this right and bigger, just so it's not awkward on screen for you. So we'll just get rid of half of it. Or they will still see the chat down there, though, if anyone wants to come over onto the website. The link is in the description. Just check out the description and you will see that. Right, the great flood. I'm going to start it now. The great flood of the Bible was the birthing of a new age, the rebirth. The floods were sent by God to cleanse the earth from its sins and inflict nature's perpetual balancing act upon its inhabitants. Lucifer counterfeits everything and presents it to the masses as the work of God as he strives to ascend to full illumination. In the months leading up to the Beltane Fire Festival, a celebration to Moloch held annually, which requires human sacrifice by fire, I made several warnings to the public stating the summer of 2017 will be remembered for fires. I explained how these fires will be satanic rituals held by the elite who worship Lucifer. And in all their so-called wisdom, they will stage such events in the shadows of the occult, which means hidden, and bring on the birthing of the new age of Lucifer, which is why we are seeing a new cleansing of the earth, but instead of water, it is now fire. The events of the past few weeks have seen fires placed into the subliminal consciousness of people all around the world, with the Grenfell Tower fire on June the 14th, 2017 being just one of many attacks carried out by those who are pushing us into a new age of deception, with each event being surrounded by sigil magic, which people have lent their own energy to, not knowing the true nature of what is actually taking place around us, not only in the United Kingdom, but all around the world. With every ritual performed tying into each other, it is not so hidden as we make it easier for people to spot the hallmarks which can be found embedded into the rituals performed in the name of Satan, as those who support the agenda are going all out to complete the task. And that brings us into Tomorrowland, a picture of Tomorrowland. Look at this for a big fiasco. Probably about 15 videos in this video alone. Look at this. Let's just see what we can see. Yeah, what I can see straight away, they're playing the games with time and space. All these cogs always representing time and space, the clockwork. Okay, that's what they're trying to tear holes in the fabric of time and space, trying to bend reality, which is what they're pretty much doing. Look at all these people. When I look at anything on the television or anything commercialized at all, I feel like I'm literally looking into a portal, into a different world. It's unbelievable. When you go down the home page of Facebook, it's like you're looking through a different world. Again, it's unbelievable. Look at this over here, like mirror on the wall. Duality, fire in there. Inside the mirror, you're seeing fire, hell. Look at the love heart, the Lupercalia. There's all sorts here, like a big who's who. There's a sneaky pedo sandwich with a spiral, like hypnotising as well. The crown, the purple in, flowers shaped like suns as well. Lilies, Lilith, there is a sun. All seeing eyes all over the place. How are people unaware of this? It's beyond me. Unbelievable. What's this, a big cube at the top? Is it a sun or is it a rose? Babylon. Right, let's carry on. Tomorrowland has always been connected to rituals. For as long as it has been an event, it has been crammed with esoteric meanings and satanic propaganda. Below is a playlist of videos from YouTubers in recent years showing you the warnings and decodes which have been sent out by many times by sharp-eyed investigators looking into festivals from around the world. Right, what one should we watch here? Let's just have a look. Right, I've put quite a few in there just to drag the show out. To come over into the chat. Hola, Sarah. Hello, David. Evil looking stage set in it. Yeah, do you know what? I've got a photo because I called the title "The Dragon Breathes Fire." And I've got a photograph which is a screenshot from one of the gigs. It was in Belgium and he had a big dragon over the stage. So over the stage this year, they had a big dragon on one of the sets. Lo and behold, the one in Spain goes and burns down. We've seen a lot about dragons this past few weeks because we have seen fires, so we've got to talk about them, but the Merovingian links to them. So, and now you've got big dragons in Tomorrowland and one of them goes and burns down. Just sort of lending credibility to the work that we've done on the channel over the past few weeks, digging up things to do with dragons left, right and centre. Just have a little listen to him, just to drag the show out. It's a call for an uprising, just talking about these, but the point being with this, the video was uploaded last year or something, 2014, maybe 2015.
And the Illuminati have been...
Now, this will be taking place July 22nd through the 24th over in Belgium. On this channel, I talked about Coachella, the event, these concerts, these big events that they have, these music festivals that are just filled with satanic Illuminati propaganda. This event is no different, as you can see in the logo. Not making it, not trying to make it too obvious here. There you have the monarch butterfly wings, of course, with the all-seeing eye right there in the logo for everyone to see. Not too obvious, is it? Who's behind it? Who's supporting this event? This thing is just a complete ritual filled with all sorts of satanic propaganda, all sorts of conditioning going on at this event. So as you can see on the website, and I'll get into the the witch satanic side of it as well. But you can see on the website, they're promoting the cashless society. This event is just more conditioning to get people ready for life without wallets, okay, life without credit cards, life with a microchip. They have these bracelets that are used so that they can have a cashless event here. So nobody has to bring money. What they do is they upload money online into an account, and then they walk around the event with their bracelet on, and all they have to do is get scanned. The bracelet, of course, is around their wrist, not a surprise. This you see going on in a lot of places. A lot of hotels are even doing this now, having the people who stay in the hotels wear these bracelets. This is part of the conditioning to get everybody ready for a cashless society. They even have it on the website where it says cashless. Tomorrowland will be a completely cashless festival. This means your bracelet will not only grant you access to Tomorrowland, but also be the only way to pay for food and drinks. Food vendors and bars on both Tomorrowland will only accept pearls, the official Tomorrowland cashless currency. So you see, this is just conditioning people. They even have a video showing how it works, saying how easy it is, how we should get rid of our wallets. We don't need our wallets. Don't bring your wallets. This is all conditioning the youth to accept this when they roll out this mic.
So it is, just so we can put microchips in us. I seen sort of a couple of years ago, it was actually when I was moving to Spain. We were driving over with all my stuff in the van. Now, when we stopped off at one of the hotels, I had BBC News on. It was the world news, so it was crap. It wasn't even the UK one. They went over to the office in Sweden. The office in Sweden had just laid out technology within the building, allowing all the staff by microchip in the hand to be able to operate the whole building, the photocopiers, the doors, the coffee machines. And now this little salesman of the devil, this Swedish man who owned it was just an office. It was just a basic office, but they said this is where they rolled it out. They first put it into the public's perception a couple of years ago now, over 2.5 years ago, nearly 3 years ago, in fact. So they said just to make the news presentation all cute and whatever, they said they've even done it to the dog. But the point being was, people could only enter that building 2.5 years ago by having a microchip in the hand. The news reporter himself, as part of his little quirky report, even got a chip in his hand. He went, oh, that didn't hurt. And it was pathetic. I uploaded the video to this channel. Sorry, not this channel, the first channel. So when I'm uploading all my work, a lot of them are uploaded now, but I've still got everything that's just set private. Basically, my channel just looks stripped bare. But I will show you that one, and I will make a point, and I'll speak about that now in this sort of day of the light, or in this light today.
Microchip, this RFID chip for everybody to accept and use. They're already testing it. There's prototypes out there as we speak that people are using. You can also see here the elixir of life. That is one of the themes of this event. They even have a trailer for it. You can see the woman here just preparing a spell to put on everyone, creating a potion, an elixir of life, as she sits around the fire, as she has her book with all her spells and all her sages and all the things that she's saving and picking as she puts on this spell to create this elixir. The narrator says, hidden from the outer world, we create the elixir of life behind an impenetrable maze to shield us from harm. So what does that sound like they're telling you right there? As this channel and others do, exposing the Illuminati, exposing these elitists who have been doing all of this stuff in darkness, now coming to the light. They're starting to bring all this stuff out into the forefront. That's why we see all these music videos pushing the satanic agenda. They're doing spells openly on the shows and the music. Nobody cares. Nobody asks questions, because now they're coming to the forefront. And this is even saying they were hidden from the outer world, okay, behind an impenetrable maze. This maze is the matrix that we live in. That's the maze. And the maze was created to what? Shield us from harm, because they've been shielded for years and years. They would be cast out. These witches and Satanists would be cast out. People would expose them and find them and do whatever to them, okay, but it wouldn't be allowed to go on. Then they created this matrix. That's, they're even telling you right here that they created this matrix, this maze, as they're calling it in this video, to shield themselves from harm, because that's what this matrix has done. It's distracted everybody. They created this matrix and giving you this propaganda news that they feed everybody about what's going on, when it's not what's really going on. It's all created events, and they've been in darkness doing all of this stuff, hidden from everyone, because we're all stuck inside this matrix, believing all these lies and propaganda that they feed us. So they're even telling you that in this video as this woman puts on her spell. Of course, they push the mirror as well as unity. The mirror, for starters, I've talked about on this channel, the symbolism with the mirror. The mirror represents splits and altars and MK Ultra mind control, but it also is used in the summoning of demons and spirits and magic. Okay, when people perform spells, it's supposedly very dangerous to use a mirror when they try to conjure demons or bring demons forward. But a lot of these witches and Satanists do is use mirrors. That's why you hear a lot of celebrities say, I can't look in the mirror. They don't have mirrors in their house. That's because they're demonically possessed and they can't look in the mirror at themselves. They're also pushing unity. Of course they are. As we continue to see this united as one movement, one, unity, 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 love, love, love. This is all part of this formulated plan to usher in a new world order under love, order out of chaos. They create this chaos. They unite everybody as one. People don't realize that all the chaos that there was never really existed, that everybody was united as one, but they use it as a front to usher in a new world order, a one world religion, and all of those things. So they push unity. And as I'm sure some of you have seen the movie Tomorrowland, which is out there, and Disney has Tomorrowland, all talking about the future of tomorrow. And they're just brainwashing all of the children out there. All of the people that go to these events just fall for it. They have a great time. Of course, they get drunk and they do drugs probably, and they love this stuff. But look at the stage. I mean, look at all of this stuff around them that they don't see. Look at the pyramids. You see pyramids flashed on the screen, just part of the mind control during these concerts and these events. You see the all-seeing eye, the monarch butterfly. You see moons, crescent moons. All you see is satanic Illuminati symbols all around these events. And people still refuse to believe. They laugh and they go, oh, yeah, it must be the Illuminati. They don't seem to understand that they are under hypnosis. They are under mind control. And going to events like this is just more conditioning for people. Like I said, with these bracelets and the cashless society that they're pushing, conditioning the youth out there, because they're going to be the ones who accept, you know, this microchip. When the microchip is fully forced on society, they're going to be the ones that are okay with it. They're conditioning them with this stuff, with the bracelets, with the cashless society. But I mean, look around you. Look at this stage. Look at all of this satanic Illuminati propaganda, the mirror, mirror on the wall. I mean, all of this stuff. And people just go, they cheer, they love it. I mean, it's unbelievable how dumbed down of a society we have. And, you know, you can blame technology for it. You can blame the media for it. It's just really sad to see people go and they support these things. They don't even realize that they're a part of a gigantic ritual. That's really what's occurring here. There's conditioning going on while they're a part of a ritual. You can see all of the signs of, you know, the witchcraft and sorcery involved with this. And people just turn a blind eye because they don't believe that it's real. They don't even know what they're part of. But their mark is right on it. Their seal is right on it. Look at the logo. With the
It's everywhere. He is right. Let's just carry on. I'm sure I had a video from Ranier. I thought that was my live stream, so I've just actually missed that out. I thought that was my video. So we've just gone past that. Yeah, I missed it. That's where I started reading from. That was what was, I thought that was my live stream. So it was Johnny's video that we should have been watching first in that. Real Johnny A, Super Tramp. So, sorry about that. We will go back to that one. Just talk for a little bit now because we've just done a bit of video time. Right, where was we up to? Just gonna make the lighting bigger again for you. Just looking at this picture, that's just another event. It wasn't this year's one. I don't think, although it might know, it wasn't this year's. Tomorrowland has always been connected to rituals for as long as there's been an event. So that was that. There's the playlist. Everybody in on. Right, just going to look at something. Just going to look at Grenfell Tower fire. The last time we've seen a big fire ritual. From and including Wednesday, the 14th of June. Even though I do argue that the fire took place on the 13th. In the other side of the world, in the other time zones. But it goes down, it's documented as being on the 14th. I digress. Right, Grenfell fire, but not including, sorry, up to, from the date of the Grenfell fire until the date of the Tomorrowland fire, which was the 30th. On July 29th, 30th, depending where you were in the world again. The result was 46 days. It's 46 days from the start to the end date, okay? Or 1 month and 16 days, giving you a 9/11 inverted there. Right to the end date, 9/11. 66,240 minutes. 666, there's a 6, there's a 6, and the 2 and the 4 are the 6. Break them down to the 3 3s as well if you wanted to. Right, 1,104 hours. 44. every single event, these are all the numbers that we'll pull out of them time and time again. These are constants in a series of variables. That's what these are, so they can't be ignored. Right, the last one, 12.60% of 2017. So more 666s, 666, 666, 12, 6 add 6 is 12, obviously. So I have to explain it to people on this channel. There's more writing on this little thing, what we're reading here now, this post, what we're reading, and after the newspaper articles in the UK and all around the world are even allowed to write to. They're only allowed to write to 12-year-olds in the UK. They write to a national reading age at 12. That's insulting. So that's just why we don't have to explain what 6 and 6 is to people who are reading this website. Right, in humans, just let me just say that I've seen some people on the website then, just let me check if they're still here. The page on the live page, and it's live on this page as well, obviously. So just get back to where we're up to. Right, in humans, the number 46, it was 46 days away. In humans, each cell normally contains 23, there's the number 23, pairs of chromosomes for a total of 46. Right, 22 of these pairs called autosomes look the same in both males and females. The 23rd pair, the sex chromosomes differ between males. So that's why they put the number 46 in, just to show that. Because they're trying to alter DNA. With everything that they do, all this poison in our foods, the sky looks a mess. Hashtag sky mess. It's unbelievable when you look outside. I didn't grow up like that. Looks like we are living in a different atmosphere. It's no surprise these two events line up like this, because they are linked. So that was just the link between Grenfell on the little attack map and Tomorrowland Fire on the little attack map, the little ritualistic attack maps. Right, it has been the most crazy summer ever, just like this, just cryptic. It's been very cryptic this summer. They're all the same. Right, here's another logo from Tomorrowland. Here's we're going to start looking at butterflies, mind control symbols, the Monarch of the MK Ultra program, which spawns from Operation Paperclip. Also, we've got more here. We've got the 369, and the completion on 12. But we've also got 369, and then the hands on 11. So there's a little 9/11 buried in there as well. Every single time I see flowers and little lilies and roses and everywhere, I go mad because I know what they mean. We've done articles, we've done live streams, we've done a video, all singing, all dancing video about it, which I actually thought I'd already uploaded again, but I haven't. It's because I put the Lumineers song at the end, and always just gets copyright strike. So I'll get that one up again. There's a lot of brilliant information in it. It does explain these lilies, Lilith, the fight between St. George and the dragon. Everywhere the dragon's blood was slayed, thorns and nettles came up. Everywhere St. George's blood was slayed, beautiful flowers and lilies and beds of lilies and all this came up. This is why we see flowers everywhere. They're all pagan. This is why we see flowers in every girl's hair on Facebook, Snapchat filter apps. They don't know that they're doing little pagan rituals. Look at this again. More time, sane. More sane. They all see an eye in the middle of it where you just can't escape. Looks like a crown over it as well. And it also says 3 ones, like you're seeing 3 points, like thinking the three pyramids and stuff. So anyway, butterfly. Look at the time. Looks like twisted pictures when the Saw movies start, and that big cog mechanism like this just spins up and goes around. Twisted pictures. This has just been on the blogger page a second. Twisted pictures. So there it is. Kenneth Norden is his name. It'll be alright on the night. Dennis Norden. Looks like Jimmy Savile a bit as well. Little mockery. Look at him with his little two pyramids, two triangles. Hexagons. Just looking for a little picture just to show that, but and we go, right, the Tomorrowland logo is one of huge, yeah, let me come into the chat. My nemesis, whoop whoop, all that, Dynamo Reptile, Dynamo knows about all those things. Cool Dynamo. Hi, my name is Whoop Whoop, back to you. Thanks for coming in, my name is, let's just catch up with the chat here, I've missed quite a lot. Evil looking set, Game of Thrones. Yep, very much. Paul B, spot on with your comments. Paul Bollywood, evil looking stage. And the top one, Tomorrowland, is a weird, fag lovely show for Satanists, which it is, we all agreed. Thanks. Dragons and the Red Lady, fire. Yeah, it's all we're seeing all summer. And do you know what, right? Because what we done last night, need to tie this into this somehow. We might do it, might tie it in and make it look good. But just let me just come here. And I will get back to it. Dragons and the Red Lady, fire. So if we come here and just look at this little witch, right? What's the little witch's name? Adam Lana Del Rey. Lana Del Rey. Backstage. Right, Lana Del Rey. Love, oh look what she's got in her head. Stupid flowers, look at me. Lilith. The most evil, I'm gonna get into Lilith in this one as well. I'm going to have to. Right. What is it called? Castle of Darkness. Belgium. Lilith. Let's go. I wonder if I've actually got this on my website. Go and source everything from other places, but I've actually got it all on my website, you know. Let's have a look at it. Let's have a look. Let's have a look what happens when we type in flowers. Flowers. We've got it for the Beauty and the Bestiality exposed. See, we even talk about flowers again in that one. That was quite good, that. I go back and do that one. French traditions, Mayday, lilies, dragons, and pagan fertility. Okay, this one might do is, let's just see what else is here though. Yeah, we've got one more. Lumineers, he calls it Cleopatra, 1,000 points of light, riddle me this. Lumineers. You see, they're all just to do with flowers, every one of them. So we'll go back and read this one, this pagan fertility one. Mayday, lilies, dragons, and pagan fertility. What's the date? September, 3rd of September 2016. Still got some chat to catch up on, haven't we? Coughing up Larson's old intros always blasted my ears out. When I was out raving, says Sarah, in 2000s, it wasn't as sick as this, I'm sure of it. Crazy shit. Tiny Todgy says, where Tiny? Who's your spanner, mate? I can just imagine the average punter who turns up at these dudes, pro-gay, drugged up, brainwashed, wearing luminous colours. Ibiza, the islands of Ibiza. I went there once thinking it was going to be good or something. Oh my god, it was the worst place I've ever been in my whole entire life. I'll tell you that now. It was the islands, just blew it up. I just can imagine the average punter who turns up these days to these dudes, pro-gay, drugged up, brainwashed morons who haven't got a clue what's really going on. Yeah. And then you get even more clueless when they're there. And the music comes on and it hypnotises them. Dancing as well. Do you know what? I've actually started a video about dancing. Something freaks me out about people who dance. I just think dancing, clearly a trance. I can't dance, but it's just, like all these people on telly and It's just, I don't know, I'll go there another time. Something in it. I don't know what you call these events. A rave just seems to be a mass mind control. It does. Tool aimed at the young. All the lights, the music, the frequencies. It's unbelievable. And then harvesting the energy that's coming from them, basically. And then everyone's sinning, aren't they, basically? Do you know what I mean? The nights. Sin the night away. I used to do rock festivals and they were crazy, but this stuff is for zombies. First time I've heard of Tomorrowland. Oh my God, David. Brilliant. You've done well, mate. Sorry to have to bring it to you. Isn't that triangle boy lover symbol? Did you see a BL symbol on there as well? Because we've seen the spiral. Let's have a look. These crafty bastards hiding boy lover logos all over the place. People from Darlington on the website. Hey, thanks for coming. Let's have a look at this. These crafty bastards are trying to hide. I'm sure this is what you're probably speaking about. Right, this is... It's a big butterfly on that. When I was saying it's not a cube before, I think it's a big butterfly. Looking at all these spirals. All these little suns as well. There's definitely going to be a triangle in there somewhere. Let me just step back because I'm looking to... I have to just make my eyes go wide angle just to take it all in. Right. Not sure. Through the rest of the comments. Many years ago, you called them raves. Now I don't know what they are. Gay raves. Me neither. Next thing, they'll just be like them parties off in about 10 years. They'll be like the parties off Blade. They'll just be vampire raves with bloodbaths, everyone eating each other. This is cool. This is trendy. Look, biting each other's arms. Some guy with iPod Super DJs. 3 women in the house. Welcome aboard. Say that like it's the Starship Enterprise or a ship or something. Welcome aboard. Dynamo Reptile. I'll bet there's spirit demons everywhere when these things are going off. I do. Dynamo Reptile, you can have a spanner. Hi Sharon, everyone. Dynamo Reptile, welcome and on point. What's going on? First time I've ever heard of Tomorrowland. We're going to get back to Tomorrowland in a moment. Hi, my name is Whoop Whoop. What flavour, Dave? Spot on, boat raves, Carl. I can't leave people out. Right, gives a look. I bet there's demon spirits everywhere when these things are going off. Probably slow the footage down, we probably capture some. And put the footage in different little, in different lights, like make it infrared or make it look all blue or something. I bet you capture something. We're going to be crafty bastards on this channel more this summer. We are. I'm just gearing up now. I'm just working on the website, and until everything's done, I'm not really taking, just testing things, but it's going to be cool. It is. So, hi Sarah, hi everyone. Dynamo Reptile, welcome. My name is Whoop Whoop. Dynamo knows all about these things. My name is Whoop Whoop back. Lollies represent Zet. Lilies, yep. And pagan fertility. I didn't know that, David. David, yep, David, spot on. That's the next thing, what we're going to read into. This little article, just to help us out, just to help everyone understand what all these flowers or all these stupid events and everything mean. Just get info documented on killers. Oh, what's wrong with this? You can tell over it or put this on here. Anything where it's all censored, that's when I just That's before I got trained how to like pressurize. You can just tell how crap my writing was before then. Hurry up. I just want these pictures to come in. I want to paint a picture. Don't think they're going anywhere for some reason. That's where we're going to next anyway. Yeah, come on, I'll catch you up with the chat in a minute. Get this lead off. So get back just to keep on point with Tomorrowland. Right, May Day falls 6 months after November the 1st. It marks the end of the winter and has traditionally been an occasion for populist and wild celebrations involving dancing, bonfires and fertility rituals, which include lovemaking in the fields to improve the earth's fertility. In Europe, the celebration of May Day goes back to the Celtic festival of Beltane. There was also a pre-Christian festival, Flora, the Roman goddess of flowers, while Northern Europe, May the 1st is still associated with the Christian celebration of Walpurgis Night. Pagan May Day celebrations were partly abandoned and or absorbed into the Christian calendar during the process of conversion in Europe, but pagan elements can still be found in different European countries. For example, maypole dancing. The maypole is the male representation and the ribbons of female. Floral crowning of May queens as well, and well dressing. So this is like a bit of information taken from my little flowers in their hair decode, the Lumineers song, and all the girls with flowers in the hair everywhere all over social media. So this is information from that particular video. It's quite cool. I'll get it uploaded again. In France, May the 1st, also known as La Fête du Mouret, the festival of the lily of the valley, with the tradition of giving a small bouquet of lily of the valley for good luck and happiness, and as a celebration at the end of winter. Right, there is a French legend dating from the 6th century that tells the origin of the lily of the valley. It concerns Saint Leonard, who was a friend of King Clovis and lived near Limoges in the Vienne Valley. Saint Leonard, the legend goes, wanted to spend his days as a hermit and to live in the woods amongst the flowers and trees so as to be closer to God. The story relates that in the woods there lived a dragon called Temptation, and the dragon on Saint Leonard, the dragon called on Saint Leonard to leave his woods, and when he did not obey, the dragon blew flames and burned down the saint's dwelling place. Long after terrible battles then took place between the saint and the dragon, and a great deal of blood was spilled upon the wood's leafy floor. When finally Saint Leonard defeated the dragon's poisonous weeds started to grow where the dragon's blood had been spilled, while beds of lilies of the valley appeared wherever the blood of Saint Leonard had touched on the ground. The actual tradition of presenting lilies of the valley to others seems to stem from May the 1st, 1561, when King Charles of France received the lily of the valley as a lucky charm, showing the endurance of pagan beliefs reached in all levels of society. Following this event, he annually offered the flower to ladies of his court. The custom meant presenting the flowers to their lovers became increasingly popular from the beginning of the 20th century, but has now broadened out to become a token of affection and appreciation towards close friends and family members. In 1889, Second Socialist International May 1st for the day of the working class celebration, demonstration and action. However, in France it was actually right-wing Vichy government that in 1941 declared May 1st the Feast of the Labour. The Vinci government also created Mother's Day in France. These among others a few acts, a few regimes that remain in force today. That was just a little bit of the info, as I said, from that video, so keep your eyes peeled for that video. We'll come back over to the chat and finish this a sec, just have a little look. That's why the main flowers you see at funerals. Lilies represent death. Spot on about raves, Carl. I lived in Ibiza in 2000. It was starting to change, not for the good. I am trying to have none of it. Sarah's not happy with the live stream, not letting me in. Morris dancing. Is anyone else okay? Ben Copley, hola. Hey everyone, hi Carl. Hi Sean. Manumission, I only went once. It was crap. My name is. Does anyone think we will ever see change? Says, my name is. In what way? Changing? Because I think we are seeing change now. Really, if you think about it, if I don't really see what's changing, because if you look back at all the governments, all the histories and everything, it's as if the devil's already ruled this planet for my whole lifetime, certainly everyone else's lifetime, or their agenda. It's been all of them. So, what are we seeing a change for good? I don't think so. Are we just seeing things getting worse? Yeah. But to what extent? So I think if you're sitting in the middle, and you're unaware, I think you're going to see change. But us, I don't think we're going to see change, because we know what's coming. We do. Nothing surprises us. That's just my opinion. The followers are Lily's favoured. That's why they're the main flowers. Lily's represented. Hi, my name is. Welcome on point. I think that's it with the chat then, isn't it? We've done it. It's my stream. Let me down. Morris dancing, yeah. Good shout, Dave. Good shout, mate. Little pagan rituals to get all the little girls doing. Yeah, so I think I've caught up with all the chat there. Let me know what this is like, if the feed's terrible for people. System's too big. Agreed, mate, agreed. Should we go back over to Tomorrowland anyway? Right, we've done the shells. Looking at this logo now, wasn't we? The Tomorrowland logo is one of huge significance when it comes to the symbology of the evil we see. Of the evil we are exposing on a daily basis. This image has it all. The Monarch Mind Control program, known as MK Ultra, is here on display in the form of its symbol, the butterflies. The Monarch butterfly represents, talking about this in the middle, the Monarch butterfly represents MK Ultra, the fracturing of minds of the subject, and is often referred to by celebrities who are the biggest advertisers of the occult, but also victims of the Monarch Mind Control program, which was put in place after World War II, when the CIA gathered the best Russian and German scientists to work on secret projects and invent technologies to speed up the ushering of a new world/age Luciferian agenda. Right, so here's some of these celebrities. Look, here's in fact, the Monarch butterfly. They also say it looks like when you split a brain in half and then fold it out again, that it represents the wings of a monarch butterfly, and the way they say is the fraction of the brains. So that's another reason why they have the symbol of a monarch butterfly. Britney Spears, B, Merovingian butterfly with the black sun in the background, the eclipse, the solar eclipse, which is another reason we need to look at Lana Del Rey. This song here looks Lust for Life. Seeing Johnny. That was hideous. Seeing Johnny Supertramp covering the solar eclipse. 1 second. Just a knock shot. Right, sorry about that. But what I was going to show everyone is this, isn't it? This Lana Del Rey Lust for Life song. This advert's still on. Right, it comes on. I don't think I'll get a copyright strike if we keep it low. Yeah, it comes on, but the first I watch what we see. Only going in. Not watching. Yeah, one sec. I'm sorry about that. I got my neighbour. A special type of light bulb. I just hope I didn't know I could see that then, could they? This playing through. It'll be pulled. They'll pull a video on me. I had to get my neighbour a light bulb, and I have about 1 million types of light bulbs, so got lamps everywhere. Right. Gonna have to go through this stupid advert again. Come on. Hi sir, synchronistic observers in. Yeah, I got it working. I was only getting a circle squeaks for the past 10 minutes. No way. Stream's fine. It's the bone in the middle of your skull. The swing bone is one of the 7 bones that articulate from it orbit. Its shape somewhat resembles that of a butterfly or a bat with its wings extended. Ben Copley's in the house. Does well in here, Ben, doesn't he? Fills the chat with brilliant info as everyone does. Spot on as always. Cheers, Carl. System's too big. Is your computer getting hot? They don't like being on couches and not really. That gets them off. Where was we up to anyway? I still want to look at this because, as we're seeing the red dragon, what we've just read here in the chat, someone said the red dragon, lilies, fire. Let's just see. I think it was David. It was, because David was talking about the flower. Where was that comment? Have you gone past it? There's the lilies represent that. It was there anyway. Don't really matter. You see in her, just she is like, look at her, what she keeps doing with her hands here as well, what I've noticed. Look. The little X, Saturn, Saturnalia, hexagon, hex, being a witch. And then but the start of this is where my interest is, once again. Just let's look at this, very big. So we can see, look at all these stars all around the outside. I don't know whether this is meant to be the solar solar eclipse what's coming up on the 21st of this month, the day before she comes to Liverpool with a little hocus pocus event. Oh, so whether this is a black hole or the solar eclipse, the black sun, what they all worship anyway, which is why you're seeing on this here, Britney Spears, the black sun, which is why when you look around, we've got that open for you as well. Chateau des Amours, Mother of Darkness Castle. Did I get too excited then? Right, is this the one? Contain 1,000 lights, monarch programming, supposedly. I want to see about Lilith. Yeah, just yeah, me photo in Brussels, the beast. I bet you this says Lilith on this page, even though it doesn't look the same. They probably just changed the right. Sorry. No. No. No, it just doesn't. Chateau des Amours located in forest in Belgium. We'll get back to that. But right there, because I'm just talking about this right now. Right, we're still going. This black sun in Lana Del Rey. Not sure what it is. I don't think it's a black hole. Just because it's not sucking everything into it. And we see nebulas. Seeing a nebula in someone's eye once, it was weird. Showing us the earth, the universe, the shape of the universe in our eye. The projector. If we're seeing what we project out of our eyes, literally, and everything's flipped as well. Everything should be upside down, but our eyes flip it all, which is nuts. Saturn's just beaming it all into us. And then look at that, the little flower in her hair. Daisy in red. The witch, look at her. Being a witch. Climb up the H. We've done all this last night, but I just wanted to show you there. She's being a little witchy dragon. And then the start of her video shows you this big eclipse, what comes up. And then last night, we published this article. This post, or we covered this one, sorry. Covering her. But when you look, it's her birthday on the 21st of June, which is 6. Yeah, show you that 6/21 or 21/6, which is just the 33. 33. Right. Well, she's doing her gig in Liverpool on the 22nd of August, the day after the solar eclipse, what's coming up. But she releases this video, Lust for Life, with this black moon pointing towards that particular day, the solar eclipse, when she does a gig in Liverpool the next day. But then you look at the date that this was actually published, May the 22nd, which is the date of the Manchester bombings. Lust for Life, when we know that's the last thing, that they've got like a lust for death, a lust for blood. Vampire, she's dressed up like a vampire, no red, look at her, sacrifice, lust for sacrifice. It's all the opposites. So, the words of the song and everything, when we looked into that, no, the good die young, let's have fun tonight. They say that this, now they know what to do it on Vimeo. Look how many followers it's got, the Vivo pages, sorry. She got 5 million subscribers. This video alone had 47 million views, 47.6 million views. In fact, to be more precise. So just look at it. See the big subby, what she's on there, the big watch.
Climb up the H of the Hollywood.
Looking at the H being 88 letter in the alphabet, Satanic, Heil Hitler. Look at the shape of her hands, look. Big Hebrew 6, big 6. All of them doing it though, 666. Look, 3 of them. 3 of them have just done that. Then they go into the X's, Satanic, boom, X, 3 X's. See, look at them. Little witches. She's coming to Liverpool on the day after. She'll be in Liverpool on the solar eclipse. Doing all the rituals because it's the solar eclipse. That's what she's going to be doing. There's no two ways about it. She will be in this city on the solar eclipse. Unbelievable. Stay away, Lana Del Rey. This is this article. Look. Lana Del Rey, Echo Arena, Liverpool, 22nd of August 2017. There's the live stream I was done last night about it. Lana Del Rey is set to perform live in Liverpool promoting a new album, Lust for Life, the city's Echo Arena, August 22nd after the Summer of Madness, and a number of alleged terror events fall on the 22nd of the month in recent years. It is safe to say we do not want Lana Del Rey here in our city after she recently admitted using witchcraft when encouraging her Twitter supporters to gather strange ingredients as part of a ritual aimed at Donald Trump earlier this year. So we just done all this, we looked into it. Look at it, this is when on a previous visit. So now this is going to be the 3rd time she comes to Liverpool on the day of her black sun. That's when she's going to be here. Which is why Enchanted Life says, bitch, be enchanted. Then we look into it in more cryptic manner. Look at her being a little kitten, MKO to the beta kitten. So we look there. More info about it, other people's opinions. Might another little short 10-minute video what I done. Then linking it into Tomorrowland as well here. Linked into Tomorrowland because the date of the Tomorrowland fire, this one, the 29th, depending on what part of the world you're in, and I'm not just being coy by saying that. The Tomorrowland fire going forward until Lana Del Rey's gig in Liverpool on the 22nd of August. Johnny Supertramp told me by commenting on the video which it's done. He says August 22nd. Aug means 22 in Pythagoras, so it is 11, and so it's 22, 11, 33. So Aug means 11 and the date 22. So there's a 33 coded into that as well as what we found here. So from the Tomorrowland fire, going forward to August the 22nd when she does a little evil gig on the Lust for Life tour, which she published a video to on the date of the Manchester Arena bombing, alleged. Where am I up to? Right, the results, what's the result? 24 days between them two, right? 24 gives us a 24, 6, 33, right? It's 2,730,600, which just gives us 666. All of these numbers all adds up to 18, which is 666. This one is 34, which is 7, and then 5 and 6, 11, give us a 77. 5, 7, and 6 adds up to 18, which is 666 again. It was 5, 7, 6 hours, sorry. And this was 34,560 minutes difference between the Tomorrowland fire and the forthcoming Lana Del Rey concert in Liverpool, right? So that's that. 3 weeks and 3 days, another 33. It was 24 days apart, another 33. And your 6 breaking down to the 33. So there you go. So she has tied into Tomorrowland. She got a little black sun. Let's just keep her off the screen now. I don't want this getting booted because of her. So there's me bad books. Right, where are we up to? Tomorrowland. Get back onto this and catch up with the chat as well. Come on. Also see a clear RCNI in the Tomorrowland logo. Let's just keep going. Just make the screen bigger just so the writing's not awkward for you. I'm going to skip through these. Some more celebrities. The butterfly. The one-eye symbol. Butterfly. All these fractured people. Michael Jackson. Butterflies over his mouth doing the shh. The silence. So that was that. We also see a clear RCNI in the Tomorrowland logo, yet another Illuminati symbol, which they plaster all around the world as they pay homage to Isis, the sun god of Ra, who is the same deity as Moloch, Abaddon, Apollyon, Destroyer, Nimrod, Saturn, Saturnalia, Satan, the devil, to name a few, who these madmen idolized through ancient Egyptian Babylonian beliefs built on human sacrifice. Dun, dun, dun. Look at it. The logo, as we see it below, is showing how Satan is trying to control time and space with inventions such as CERN, the Large Hadron Collider in Geneva, Switzerland, a particle smasher designed to tear a hole in time and space whilst replicating dark matter. You would not be wrong in thinking this can only be the work of the Antichrist. The dance of creation and destruction being played out on the world stage, the battle of good versus evil, light against dark, with evil manifesting itself in a new world being created by a new designer, Satan. Okay. Now let's have a little look at 369 because that's why we put this in 369 and I had the 911 up here as well. So just do a couple of minutes chasing this video up. Get on with the chat here as well. Computer problems. Illuminati symbols, pics, Kyle Jenner, Katy Perry, Keisha, Jimmy Iovine, says Ben Copley. We'll get onto all of these, Ben. Ben, you took the words right out of my mouth. He says, what did he say there? Agreed, said, I can't listen to music anymore either, if that's what they call it. More like soft porn. Maybe we'll cover some of my music articles in this stream while we're here later on. I did try and get on earlier to get my work done because when that moon comes up tonight, like I did last night, I am getting the shot with the telescope, just sort of with my modified webcam eyepiece that I've made. So while we are just in testing mode, I will get that shot tonight, I promise. So when I come on live again, it will just be testing. When I do the observatory part later on. Every time the moon's out, you'll see me with the observatory page on the website, live on there and on via Ustream and YouTube, ScrewTube. We are going to move it on in a moment. Jimmy Savile. Oh no, I thought I said Jimmy Savile. I just seen Jimmy and thought Savile. Lavine, Keisha. Yeah, you got it working. It's only getting circle and squeaks. So yeah, we're all caught up in chat. Let's have a little watch of this just for the 369 elements in it. Okay, so that was that. I'm going to look into that a little bit more now too. We see this 3690 pixels here in the picture above. $369. Actually, Mr. Cathy's done a good video on that, on the 369, but he brought the 12 into it. He said 369 12. So go and type that in, Mr. Cathy 369. Where are we up to now? We see the 3690 pixels here, but we also see the number 12 too, which is symbolic of the devil's task being complete when the clock strikes 12. The hour hand for this instance is on 11. This gives us a 369 11. Just to show you again, 369, and there's the 11, 369 11. Sort of seeing in that. Why do we see 9/11 so much? Why do so many investigative truthers refer to 9/11 when pulling up events? It is because September the 11th is the true birth of Jesus Christ, not December the 25th, as we are led to believe for so long. Tradition has made December 25th the birthday of Jesus Christ. Make that bigger for you. But the Bible clearly reveals he was not born on that day. It was not until the 4th century after Christ that December 25th began to be celebrated as the day of Christ's birth. It was the old pagan holiday celebrating the winter solstice and the birth of the sun god, and celebrated when these days began to get longer. In Rome, it was the festival called Satanalia, and later the Roman Empire baptized it and began to celebrate it as the birth of Jesus. Revelation 12, Revelation chapter 12, verse 1, on KJV. And there proved a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed in the sun, and under the moon her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. And she, being with child, cried, travelling in birth and pain to be delivered. And there appears another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his head, and his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven, and they cast them to the earth, and the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered for to devour her child as soon as it was born. The dragon was going to it was a sacrifice straight away. No way. And she brought forth a man-child who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron, and their child was caught up into God and to his throne. The Greek word for wonder in verse 1, I mean signs, and God's word declares that there will be a sign in the heavens when many went into labor and gave birth to Jesus Christ. The word of God is written across the heavens and in the stars. The signs of the zodiac were originally not used in astrology, but each one signified the characteristic of life and ministry of kingship of Jesus. It is promised Saviour and Son of God. The sign of a woman that the Bible is referring to here is in the constellation of Virgo. Revelation 12 further states that this woman was clothed with sun, another celestial body. The sun, as it appears to travel through the ecliptic each year, enters into the body man between the neck and the knees of the constellation Virgo, clothing her with the sun for approximately a 21-day period during any given year. In the year 3 BC, which we later show by and other celestial events in the heavens to be the year of the birth of Jesus Christ, the sun was in this position from the August the 27th through to September the 15th. Revelation also declares that the moon was under her feet. With these two specific details, we can pinpoint the birth of Christ very precisely. In 3 BC, the sun and the moon of Virgo occurred only on one day, that was September the 11th. The configuration of the sun and the moon was visible in Palestine between sunset and moonset. This twilight period is called night in the Bible on September the 11th, 3 BC. Sunset was at 6:18 p.m. and the moonset 7:39. Jesus Christ was born on September the 11th, 3 BC, sometime in that 81-minute span of time between 6:18 and 7:39. Amazingly, this corresponds to Tishri on TC1 on the Jewish calendar and is the first day of the festival of the Feast of Trumpets. We will discuss the wonderful significance of this in a minute, but I also wanted to share what another significant astronomical display was on 11 BC, 11-3 BC, sorry. The sunset from September the 11th, 3 BC to September the 11th, 3 BC. The sunset of September the 11th, 3 BC to then Jupiter and Regulus could be seen approaching conjunction before dawn, although the precise astronomical conjunction occurs on September the 14th. The angle of observation of Jupiter's slow apparent motion would have made the close rendezvous obvious as early as the pre-dawn hours of Thursday, September the 12th, within hours of the Messiah's birth, and at the time of the king, planet Jupiter could be seen approaching the king star Regulus in the constellation of Leo, the sign of Judah, from whose seed the Messiah, the promised seed, came. Now we're going to look into the next part, which is from Synchronistic Observer. Commented all of this on the video which I posted up about Tomorrowland originally, or the 369 video which we watched before it was. So this is just a little picture that I put on about the sacred self-ego frequencies. This information was posted on the Tesla 369 video in the YouTube comments by subscriber and long-term Enchanted LifePath TV viewer, Synchronistic Observer. So, hola, that was for you. Once an event, twice a trend, three's a pattern. That was that one. We'll close this off now and get into the chat. Self-ego frequencies make up the ancient six-tone scale and thought to have been used in sacred music, including the beautiful and well-known Gregorian chants. All the resonations 3, 6, 9, when they go up through the scale, through the chart, 174 hertz equals 12 equals 3, 285 hertz equals 15 equals 6, 369 hertz equals 18 equals 9, 417 hertz equals 12 equals 3, starts again, 528 hertz equals 15 equals 6. 1 and 5 being 6. 639 hertz equals 18 equals 9. 741 hertz equals 12 equals 3. 852 equals 15 and 6. It's, look, these ones say, just to end it, 852 equals 15 equals 6, 963, 18, 9. Schumann resonance, 7.83 hertz, which is 18, 9. Earth's so-called orbit speed, 666, which is 18, which is 9. Earth's so-called tilt degrees, 23.4 degrees is 9. Earth's so-called wobble, every 25, 9 to 8 years, 18, which is 9. Sun's so-called diameter, 86.4 million miles, or 864,000 miles, sorry, seen the sun and just thought millions, which is 18, all adds up to 18, 9. Moon's so-called diameter, 21, 2,160 miles equals 9. Minutes in a week, 10,080, which is 9. Minutes in 24 hours, 1,440, sorry, which is 9. Seconds in 24 hours, 86,400, which is 18 and 9. Multiply the diameter of either sun or moon by 18 and 9, you get roughly their distance from the Earth. And I just finished it on a video about that one, about that information. We'll come back over into the chat now and cover the chat, and then go back and look at some of the videos which have been put in. Just let's catch back up here. The bone in the middle of the skull, the spheral. The sphenoid bone is one of the 7 bones that articulate from to form the orbit. Its shape somewhat resembles that of a butterfly or bat with its wings extended. That's that one, synchronistic observer. I hope you can see properly the stream. Lana reckons she is a red, yeah. Unbelievable. Definitely Ben. Cult. Yeah. Says Ben, said I wouldn't mind. Music is shit these days. That's what the conversation's about there. It's about music. Agreed, Sarah, I listen to music anymore, if that's what they call it. Like, look at Nicki Minaj. So you got to think about once an event, twice a trend. Ben, you took the words right out of my mouth. Might like this video. Sonic geometry, the language of frequency and form. That's got us down to the bottom. So 369 equals 666. Tonight's moon rise is 7:35 and sets at 1:44. Is that what time it sets? Because it did go down quite early last night. I'm gonna have to go and have a look for it. 1 minute, just let's see if it's up now. I know where to see it last night. When it pops up later, I'll go and get it. Tesla said 369 rule the world. You might like this video talking about moons. Remember when we had the super moon? I was on another channel saying something didn't look right. Answer on a postcard. Sociology WordPress. Ben Copley's got one there as well. Gonna watch these videos. Oh no. Right. It changed anyway.
HostGator.
Feel our passion.
At HostGator, nothing makes us.
Never see adverts on my videos, mate. I can watch every one of them, not see one ad. And they're all monetized as well, most of them on this channel now. Unbelievable.
It has been said that if there is ever to be such a thing as a true universal language, it will most likely be expressed in the realms of mathematics, geometry, energy patterns, and frequency. Could it be that this language, or at least the foundation of it, already exists here on Earth? Is it possible that over the course of thousands of years, we have been somehow guided in the process of creating this new form of communication? And if so, what type of information will be conveyed through it that could not be expressed any other way? In the search for answers, we must be prepared to trek through both time and space, to open our eyes and minds wide enough to notice compelling coincidences, and to stand back far enough to see if the building blocks of some kind of mathematical, spatial, frequency-based language emerge. But before we begin our journey, we will pause here in the present day to notice some of the ways that we measure and tabulate the world around us. This is an important step, for how we count and measure things can be as revealing as why we count them. First, we will take a look at the way we measure time. For all practical purposes, the smallest unit is 1 second, and we all know it takes 60 seconds to make a minute, and then 60 of these minutes to make an hour. This hour, of course, is the unit by which we divide our days, and these days become months, years, decades, centuries, and so on. Speaking of 60, let's take a moment to notice that all geometry, whether it is 2 or 3 dimensional, is also derived from base 60 mathematics that provide the foundation for a 360-degree circle, which in turn provides us with all the angles and formulas for creating virtually every shape known to humankind. Now let's look at how many cultures from all over the world have chosen to count and group things. Right away, we see that we have been attracted to the number 12. 12 eggs in a dozen, 12 months in a year, 12 inches in a foot, 12 signs of the zodiac. Strangely, whether it's telling disciples or mythical gods, the number 12 appears often in the telling of our greatest stories about ourselves. And what about distance? Your local town might be measured in meters or other units, but when we talk about measuring our planet, the standards we all use revert back to base 60 units of miles, minutes, or geometrical degrees. Are you noticing the pattern here? We seem to be encountering a lot of 12s and 60s. Are they related? And if so, how? To answer that piece of the puzzle, we must travel roughly 5,000 years back in time to visit the ancient Sumerian culture of Mesopotamia, for here's where our 1260-based math comes from. This counting system, which was invented by the same people who produced the world's first written language, involved counting the knuckles of the 4 long fingers on one hand and then multiplying them by all 5 digits on the other hand. If you do this, you will get a maximum number of 12 knuckles times 5 fingers, which of course totals 60. How these cosmic jumps in language and mathematics occurred so suddenly is open to debate. But it is interesting to note that the ancient Sumerians themselves wrote about being given this information by sky god visitors they called the Anunnaki. Who and what the Anunnaki were is a hotly contested subject. But one thing that cannot be denied is the fact that over 5,000 years ago, a mathematical system was born that incredibly still serves us today. So now that we have our various units of measurement, all based on the Sumerian 1260 counting system, let's jump forward to a few pivotal moments in history and see what other numbers, patterns, and synchronicities appear. In the 6th century BC, on the Greek island of Samos, the famed mathematician Pythagoras led a school of thought that married philosophy, mathematics, music, and of course geometry. And while Pythagoras did not discover advanced geometry, he did apply it in new ways, especially to music. For instance, he noticed that when a tauten string was plucked, it would create a tone. And when that string was divided in half, it would make the same tone only twice as high in pitch. Pythagoras then came up with numerical ratios based on harmonic fifths, and this led to the creation of the musical scale found at the root of most modern music. It is important to note that according to Pythagoras, all musical notes were found by using mathematics, and as such were given number values according to their placement in a kind of master grid. For instance, by using fifths beginning from note number 1, he was eventually guided to note 27. And to find the same note twice as high in pitch, he simply kept doubling it to 54, 108, 216, 432, and so on up the scale. If you've ever heard of Pythagorean tuning, you know that the number 432 is quite important. To Pythagoras himself, it probably wouldn't have stood out more than any other in his numerical grid. But in our quest to find a universal language based on mathematics and frequency, this particular note represents a significant piece of coincidental evidence. You see, many ancient musical instruments, from Tibetan bowls to Native American flutes, happen to produce the same tone, a tone that vibrates at 432 cycles per second. That's compelling, but even more intriguing is the fact that Pythagoras was not calculating vibration cycles to find tone 432. It just happens to be the same number. What's more, for decades, most modern musical instruments were also tuned to this same fourth octave A, with a value of 432 cycles. How could this be? Who chose this particular note as the keystone for instrument tuning? And more importantly, why? Here is where a deeper mystery begins to emerge. And to explore it, we will need to go back to Pythagoras' other passion, geometry. It is not an exaggeration to say that to Pythagoras and his disciples, geometry and math held the key to the nature of all life everywhere, and maybe it does. Let's look at the first four geometric shapes, the circle, triangle, square, and pentagon. In each of them are angles of degrees that, when added together, always total a specific number relative to that particular shape. For instance, if we take a triangle, the sum total of all three interior angles is always 180. For both the square and circle, it is 360. For a pentagon, it is 540. Now at this moment, let's step back and look at these numbers in a different way, as there seems to be something about them that reaches beyond a simple sum of angles. Did you notice that they happen to be in the same numerical neighborhood as tone 432? What's more, they all add up to 9, just like 432. As an experiment, let's take a look at the numbers found in basic geometric shapes, then apply those numbers as vibration cycles to hear the tones they produce. First, let's listen to what the 180 total degrees contained in a triangle sound like. And here's a squares and circles 360 in cycles per second. A perfect octave up from the triangle. What about the pentagon at 540? That sounds like a harmonic fifth of the other two. That's interesting. What are these tones? They are F sharp and its perfect harmonic fifth of C sharp. Let's keep going. What does a hexagon 720 sound like? Another F sharp. Here's a 7-sided septagon, which totals 900. This is an A sharp, which happens to be the note required to complete an F sharp major chord in perfect three-part harmony. And finally, the octagon, where we get 1080, another C sharp.
No way. You're writing songs in different frequencies, in several frequencies.
Suddenly, geometry is expressed by tones, and these tones just happen to create the most beautiful form of music, a perfect three-part major chord in the key of F sharp. Is this something we've been missing for years?
I wonder what that's just done to the waters and all us. That frequency then. The resonator is we are water, be water, my friend.
Is it important? To the famous philosopher and mathematician Plato, the answer would have been a resounding yes.
I was waiting for him to say something earlier on when he was showing that the no counting on the knuckles and music. When I was in school, we done music. I was good at it. I was good at music, believe it or not. Should have took it on. But this is like this is before GCSE. Was very young. But learned something what monks used to do to count music. They used to count all the little spaces on the fingers and then the sections of your palm of your hand. And they split it up. I think it might have been 33, but they split it up into, you know. Maybe we'll look back into that.
For it is Plato who advanced the study of two-dimensional geometry into three-dimensional geometry, and who began to recognize that nature, whether expressed as a tone, the petal design of a flower, or the spiraling design.
What I was trying to say then basically, so what is it? The conductor of the music who stands in the front of the an orchestra waving his wand. The monks used to use the hands and used to point at different sections of the hand to conduct the orchestra to play. So that's the form of music that a certain type of monk or monks from hundreds of years ago used to use. I'm sure there was 33 sections you hand when you map it out the way I'm explaining it. If not 36, it was 33 or 36, but I think it's been 33.
Of a seashell seemed to follow a 3D mathematical pattern. In fact, it became an obsession of Plato to try and find the simplest three-dimensional geometric shapes, and his quest ultimately revealed what we now call the Platonic solids. In essence, these forms represent the most elemental construction blocks found both in human-made and natural forms. So let's see if and how they fit into our geometry tone grid. First, there is the tetrahedron, or a three-sided pyramid comprised of 4 interlocking triangles. As we did before, let's add up all the angles found in those 4 triangles. The answer, 720, which we have already seen is the tone F sharp. Next, we have the cube.
So when we're watching Italian 720, 83, what are we getting blasted with?
Whose 6 360-degree squares totals 2160. What does it sound like?
So this is when we're built into our square rooms in our homes that are built like squares, and the white noise, the frequencies that are being generated within, just energies bouncing off the walls, are they creating that even as a bland white noise that we can't hear? It's just everywhere.
$2160 is a high C sharp, and as you will see later, a very interesting number for other reasons as well. Next,
We'll jump into the chat, just show the chat part. Gotta go back on it, haven't I? Show stage current, show the chat's current. And we're going to go back and watch Johnny's video later as well. On this one here. We'll get that one watched. Because we are going to go back and look at some current. Thank you. Whoop says why? Says Ben Copley, why are they not taught this in school? I love this video, I'll never get bored of watching it. Look into Coral Castle, Carl. Cool, we will do. Sue Carl, you have a nice singing voice. Says Sarah, thank you Sarah. Ben Copley, very interesting Ben. Hi Johnny. Hey, Johnny's in. Hola. I must have got a sixth sense when he was here. Hey Johnny. I think that was just caught up to pretty much there where we are. And yeah, we're caught up with the chat. 7 watching now. Thanks for coming in, Johnny. We have been looking at Tomorrowland, the Tomorrowland article which is on. There's a recap. That's what the point of this has been. Edinburgh, Scotland. Someone's in from Edinburgh, Scotland. The recap on this is what we have been covering as a main. This article, which is done a couple of days ago, just about the Tomorrowland fire. Looking into the logos, looking into some of the meanings of it. The all-seeing-eye, the butterfly control, the certain elements. We had some information posted up. We looked into 9/11, why we see 9/11 so much, and we looked at it into the biblical form, and then the celestial one. And then we looked into self-ego frequencies, which was a comment posted by Synchronist Observer, who's in the chat now, about resonance and different frequencies, which led us into watching this video. posted in the chat by Ben Copley about the frequency and form. Sorry, the language of frequency and form. Sonic geometry. And that's where we're up to now. We've got a couple of links which have been posted in by everyone. And September the 23rd is 33 days after the total solar eclipse. What's our little link to September the 23rd? The immediate one. 9:23. Yeah, that's it, isn't it? The much Malinga 9:23. No way. You can't make this up now because they're just everywhere. These codes are just getting pulled out left, right, and centre. It has been a very cryptic summer, like I was saying earlier on. Unbelievable. We will swing this one away. As I said, I got on earlier, just basically waiting for the moon to come out, mate. It's going dark now, so when the moon comes out, we'll swing it over into the observatory and just try and test it, just so we can get the telescope focused in, with it being stuck on the webcam. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Not soon that it goes dark and the moon comes out again. But yeah, a lot is happening. Johnny has been covering a lot of it. Epically as well, a lot of the stuff, so maybe we will go over and have a little look at that, more so than the video on this Tomorrowland article here, which we did get some help from Synchronistic Observer as well, which was cool. So we'll probably recap this as well in a moment. See what else we've got open. We've covered why girls see, why we see so many girls with flowers in the hair. We have the little lilies, why we see lilies everywhere. We have also still got open to look at the Chateau des Amores, the Castle of Darkness, the Mother of Darkness. We're going to look at that, and I think Ben wants to look at another castle, which is in here. I think I have covered everything that we started on. Maybe a bit long to leave that up to use. Keep that link open for the moment, but if we're all right to move on, we can come and look at Chateau des Amores, the Mother of Darkness Castle. It'd be good to cover this on this channel because it's a subject which I had covered on the last channel, and now don't think as much of that there. So a cult one. This is a castle in Belgium, which I've always looked into when I was looking into. It was the build up to Beltane a couple of years ago. We were seeing dolls' faces all over Denver. We had a very ritualistic build up in that year. Now on that channel, on the last channel, we did get to speak to a lot of people on there. A lot of the time, all the viewers basically. And what ended up happening was, I can't remember who it was, the viewer, but it was a good viewer, someone who was always there all the time, especially around this time, what we're talking about. He was looking for, basically, I said, can't we just find remote viewers to go and find all the children who were going to have been kidnapped all around the world in preparation for this build-up to Beltane? We end up hitting on this castle because this is one of the castles where a lot of these sacrifices do take place, as we're going to learn. This is in Belgium, a place that we see figures. We know when we look at like the articles, like the human hunting parties, that all the Beatrice family are often named quite a lot. Now they own this castle, but we'll look at just who's owned this castle going back in time. And also, it does link into Lilith. Little stories of the people who lived here. Actually, the story of Abracadabra actually is born. The word Abracadabra was born in this actual building. So, Chateau des Amores, there's that. There's not enough info on that because I've seen a better article about it. So I want to find that particular one. Yeah, this says Lilith. This one says Lilith as well. It had the info in there, but it's not the article that I've read, so I'm going to go for this one. Oh no, that's the one I've just been on, haven't I? Sorry about that. I should have gone for that one, gone for that one. This house has got like 365 windows in it as well, which is like one for every day of the year. A lot of the mind control programming is believed to take place there. This part here says every day apparently child is sacrificed in the basement. Ceremonies are performed here through the Satanic goddess known as Lilith, a demon in the Hebrew Kabbalah. In ancient Sumer, the reptilian bloodline has passed through the female was symbolized as a lily, and the main reptilian gene carriers were given names like Lilith, Lilu, Lilutu, and Lilith, Elizabeth, Queen Elizabeth. Elizabeth is a derivative of this. Elizabeth, okay, Elizabeth of this. Another demon used by some mothers is called Bile, and Bilid. Kabbalistic names for the force, others call Satan, etc. The Blair Witch. Okay. It is from these lands in Belgium and northern France that the bloodline families came, including the Bruces, to take over Scotland all those centuries ago. Belgium, this little country between France and the Netherlands, is also home of the European Union, NATO, and I am told a massive computer centre where databases on all people of the world are being compiled. It is known apparently as the Beast, and there are a number of these around the world. An elite mind control program operation called Janus Group. It is also based in the NATO headquarters. Nimrod and Enos were the gods with two faces, who was later known to the Romans as Janus. The reason that Belgium is the headquarters for Satanism and so many Brotherhood institutions is very simple. The Brotherhood created Belgium just for this reason in 1831, and they imposed upon it a reptilian royal line, the House of Saxe-Coburg-Gotha, the bloodline of the British royal family, and through its branch in Persia, the supporters of Adam. Right, the top bit one says, one of the global centres of Satanism is the Castle of Darkness, the Chateau des Amores. I dragged all this up when we were looking for all the missing kids and what I did. It was quite good. We covered all of this quite intensively. So there's still, I think I've still got a lot of that work as well, to be honest with you, through the upload. So it'll be good if I can find that. But this says one of the global centres of Satanism is the Castle of Darkness, the Chateau des Amores. So if anyone wants to Google that word and look into that yourself, if you didn't know about it, do so, because you're going to see more now, just as this explains more. Or the Castle of Kings in Belgium, near the approximately named village of Munobel. The castle is close to the French border and some 20 kilometres from Luxembourg. It is protected from view by thick forests, and guards keep out the curious. In the grounds is a cathedral with a dome containing 1,000 lights, the 1,000 points of light. When President George Bush talked about the 1,000 points of light, he was speaking in code about this place of initiation. Yeah, this is an initiation place, and remember that as well, sorry, for the highest initiates of the Satan pyramid. In the Satanic Cathedral is the throne of the High Priestess of the upper hierarchy, in position known as the Queen Mother. So that's when it leads into every day a child sacrifice is performed in the basement. Ceremonies are performed here through the Satanic goddess known as Lilith. So this is why I mention Lilith so much, because of this castle, because of this place. I want to explain the magic, abracadabra, through its branches in Persia of Adam. Let's just see. The Satanic network. The Satanists, she remembers, that's all talking about it. This is talking about a victim who's being captured. She remembers with dressed in robes and a number one masks, including the face of a goat or a Baphomet deity. The Templars were accused of worshipping full stop, sorry. In the UK, as in America, some of the best known names in the country are involved. She remembers vividly God and thought of it being laid in her back on the floor in the church and screaming. Boy, no more than 6, was being held by the hair above her while a man, who she would later identify as top politician in Northern Ireland, had anal sex with him. When it was over, a knife was produced to cut the boy's throat and the blood poured over her. I remember this man's eyes, she told me, the coldness of his eyes. I will never forget, he prefers boys to girls, she said. On more than one occasion, she said she was brutally raped by a man who was being major name in the UK politics for decades. The man says she used to hold her naked body to him by the hooks inserted into her flesh at the hip. She was just a little girl when this was happening. She told me that this man was Edward Heath, and his name comes up again in interviews with victims of satanic abuse in Britain. Heath was the Prime Minister in the UK from 1970 to 1974 and a Bilderberg Group member who signed into the UK and European Community, now Union. He's been one of the main characters of Britain's further integration into the United Fascist States of Europe. One of the many unconnected people who have identified Heath as a Satanist was a lady I mentioned earlier in the book. I want to find the part about magic. Loch Ness, talking about, in a foremost centre is, satanic centre is Loch Ness near Inverness, the home of, according to the legend, the famous reptile, the dragon of Loch Ness, maybe, the Loch Ness monster. So what could the legends really be symbolic of? Aleister Crowley, the best known Satanist of the 20th century, has a house at Loch Ness, and it was in this area that he came to perform some of his most powerful black magic rituals. No way, I did not know this. A rock formation near the loch, called the Rock of Curses, has been used by black magic magicians for hundreds of years, and Crowley was particularly drawn to the energy emanating from a nearby mountain called Meal Floor Vonney. There is much more to this legend of the Loch Ness monster than meets the eye, and the same is true of the unidentified creatures like so-called Bigfoot. Some Native American shamans believe that the entity which manifests as the Bigfoot can also appear as an aquatic monster or a panther because it has the ability to shapeshift. Over and over, I have told survivors of how they were abused or programmed at the state homes of atrocity, or in rooms beneath British museums and other official buildings in London. Names of conservative government ministers keep reoccurring in survivors' accounts. Another paedophile is former Leicester Member of Parliament, Gravel Jenner, a ferocious campaigner for Jewish causes in Britain, a notorious location for paedophile activists. It is an apparent book called Dolphin Square in Pelissimo. Peter Lilly. What I'm looking for is basically someone who lived in this house hundreds of years ago. She had one of the queens, one of the Belgian queens. She had her best friend, like right hand man. It was like he was a Satanist. Now, he summons the demons for her. Now, he's the one who sort of invented the word abracadabra in magic. That's where that word comes from. Let me just type it in the Control and F. I need to do it. No results found. That's where I found that information anyway. But I'll come back in there if it has enough. It's hard to get your head around the poor kids. Back on live stream, gone again. Oh, free woman. That's very true. That is what they do for both fields. And that's the casual way the royals do hunting parties. Yeah, that's the one. Unschooling is the way to go teach for your kids. Free woman, you're right in saying that. It is the human hunting parties. That's why you learn so much about the Belgians. They all carry it out in the Chateau des Amours, that castle. That's just going to be books. Biggest secret. All Lilith, Queen Elizabeth, all points back to this castle. Been there for hundreds of years. In fact, even has it up on Google Maps. And if you can do this, more maps. Nothing will pop up there, I'll have to type it in properly. It's fancy. Look how all the woodlands around it. 6830 Belgium, 68 17 comes up to, which is 8 maybe. It's called a satellite. Tell me if the screen stays on this, because a lot of the time, for some reason, when I go on Google Maps, it puts me over onto the blacked out screen. Look how isolated it is. Can you see what I'm doing on the map now? Now we see these in Stanley Park. See these in a lot of the parks, them shapes. I always think the little energy connected circuit things, so on. What's this? Just reminds me of something, so I want to look at it. Just this shape here. See the shape? 666. I'll show you why. Laisse-moi amer. Laisse-moi. Is this little thing opens up here? It has. Right, look. Hex 6. 6 points to start. V 666. This reminds me of 66. 2 there, 2 6s there. Not quite the 6 6 6 like we see in this picture. And what you can see on the floor here outside this sports centre is just a hexagon look. Satanic worship the back of me in the grounds of a sports centre. 6 6 6, the Hebrew 6s, the V's. What's the chances of us finding a dead body somewhere? I'll be just zoom in. Like what was Enchanted in England. Dead body watch. Some strange little seed tree or something that they've planted in the middle. That's getting quite close in that. We'll find dead people. There's a face in the tree. Can I see that? Like half the face of one of them angel gargoyle things they have on the Masonic buildings everywhere. You see it? Evil manifesting. What's this? What's it doing? We just found a secret. Whoa. Right, let's come and look for dead bodies. It's amore. They won't let us walk this way. Get lost in the woods. This evil road. Right, it's gonna be here. Not many people have done this. So they let woodcutters in on the lands they're allowed in. Boring, I don't like walking mad. The last bit. This is stupid. Like that. Right. Wonder what this is. Anyone can even see the screen now because it's not fair if no one can see it. The total solar eclipse will take an hour and 33 minutes to cross the sky here. That's 6:33 or 3333. Unbelievable. We looked into the eclipse, Johnny. Did you see that? That part of the stream. Just based around Lana Del Rey with her video, which is called Lust for Life, which is part of the new album which she released on July the 21st. Now, Lust for Life is the new tour which she's on, which she's bringing to Liverpool. She released that album on July 21st. The solar eclipse, as you know, is going to take place on August the 21st, 22nd. August the 21st, sorry. Lana Del Rey is going to be performing in Liverpool on August the 22nd, the day after. So basically on August the 21st, she's going to be in Liverpool. So when she's doing all her rituals around this eclipse, she's actually going to be in my city, getting ready to do a gig the next day on the 22nd. Now, the video to Lust for Life was published on August the 20... Where is she? It was published on August the 20... Sorry, May. It wasn't published. The video May was published to her Vivo, her YouTube channel, which has got 5.5 million subscribers, on May the 22nd, which was the date of the Manchester bombings. So she ties into all of this. The start of the video for Lust for Life, she's actually got an eclipse taking place. The start of the video, solar eclipse, or there's a certain black holes, which then pointed back to all the black hole suns. I'm not sure whether they were on this page, the black hole suns. And they're in here. Britney. When we look at her, it's just their logo, the Black Sun Rising, Jesuit Order. Same thing as the Jesuits with the 3 nails. They all worship the black sun. Eclipses. Is it actually a black sun moving over the moon on the night of the eclipse? Or black sun moving over the sun? These freaks all like. Come and see what's happening in the chat. Total solar eclipse will take 1 hour and 33 minutes to cross the sky here. That's 6:33 or 33:33. She's also born on June the 21st as well. Lana Del Rey, which gives you another 3 and a 6. So 3:33 or 3 6s. 21 being a 3 and June being the 6th month. Creator, Gemini. Oh my gosh, this is beyond sick. Let's come and catch back up with chat. September the 23rd, 1923. I think we are caught up with chat there, aren't we? Unschooling is the way to teach your kids to get them to not to be indoctrinated, says Free Woman. That's the castle where the royals do the human hunting parties. That's very true. This is what I do for both children. Live stream gone again. Sorry about that. Live stream gone again. Back on. Oh my gosh, this is beyond sick. It's hard to get your head around. Poor kids. Blacked out screen. Same here. The total solar eclipse will take 1 hour and 33 minutes. 6:33 to cross the sky. That's 6:33 or 33:33. Unbelievable. It is going to be an event, Johnny. I'm gearing up for that anyway. By the time we come to that, I'll have the telescope completely settled with whatever technology I need to settle it and to do it all. Also, I'm going to be. I need to get a device which allows me to plug all my cameras in to this device, which will then turn my cameras into webcams, so we can zoom in at the moon and everything with the cameras and the chemtrails. So all this is in regards to the observatory, but as well I'll be all completely set up for by the time the eclipse takes place, like, so we'll get that as well. We will do well with that as well, definitely. I'm going to get all my filters as well, so we can look at the sun, the moon, without any problems to my cameras, because I wrecked my first one looking at the sun too much with it. When as soon as it points at like any sort of lights, even light bulbs in the room, it just put a big line of light down the camera, even if it was in the corner of the picture. And I hated it in the end. So I will get gears up. That's what I'm aiming for, basically, over the next couple of weeks. Tidy it all up, the observatory page on the website, and get gears up for that solar eclipse. The eclipse on the 21st of August, and then the next day after that is Lana Del Rey in Liverpool. So God knows what's going to happen then. Not sure when this could be stage, and I'm looking at the maps. I haven't found anything. You know. 7 or 3. Looking for where to do all the little sacrifices outdoors. Wonder if we can go for a walk down here. Let me get on the road then. Not let me do much, is it? It's the evilest castle I've ever seen in my life. Should Satanic on? Well, no. Well, you maybe get helicopters landing there. Completely on from say Buckingham Palace or something. I've lost that. If you track that from here to Buckingham Palace on a flight radar and then just monitors it constantly. I wonder if you'd see any like helicopters or anything just flying there. This is why they don't give us live satellite feeds, because we just be able to like count on people going into like Festa pizzas or you know, and we just be able to see how many go in and how many come out. And at the end of the day, adds up that like if someone hasn't come out, you know, you just be able to do it yourself. This is why they don't give live feeds. We just all make ourselves. these satanic ones. That's why they just give us this picture. Be no need for people really. If this is just on all this live feed. That's how far away we get before they let us. Let's just say it's not too far away. On the road, yeah. They should put you in a car on Street View. Right, Ish. Blair Witch Project house. Person. Who's this? He's disappeared. He's disappeared again. Was there a few people in the shot? Anyway, let's see what's going on. The 6 watching now. Okay, shall I go back over onto the, just because it's too wanna just keep it so it's not too much ones is off, come back onto this page and watch Johnny's video about Tomorrowland. The info that Johnny pulls up about this one and the Oz plane bomb plot and other hoax, media hoaxes. Just on this page, Tomorrowland, the festival of satanic rituals, the dragon breeds fire of Lucifer. And the reason why I've done that title is just because basically that's what it has been like. It has been like a rebirthing, but with fire instead of water. Just as you did in this first thing, there was 22,000 people evacuated from it. Apparently, this is what he said. The fire resulted in the mass evacuation of a reported 22,000 people and holds another set of clues and synchronicities by Enchanted LifePath. A fire which broke out on the stage at Tomorrowland Festival in Spain's Santa Coloma de Gramenet, a city just north of Barcelona, has raised eyebrows, with blame being pointed at Satanists performing rituals in the summer to be remembered for going up in flames. The fire resulted in the mass evacuation of a reported 22,000 people and holds another set of clues and synchronicities subscript to the caucus by Enchanted LifePath. Are you awake yet? It's time to be enchanted. So then Tomorrowland, first thing I put at the top of the page was Johnny's video here, so we'll give this a watch. I'm sure it'll be okay. Yeah, first time we've heard of Tomorrowland. It's funny. I'll show you some of the videos in the playlist maybe then, so you can understand what's going on, because yeah, not just in the sort of first time we've heard about it, because it's in the popular culture, which we do tend to stay away from. I understand that, so we'll show you more in a little cryptic manner, which is something that you will have interest in then, if you see what's going on now. Started off with Johnny then for that little, say, watch a couple of videos.
Good afternoon. Today is the 31st of July, but I found something interesting on the 29th I want to go back and look at. July 29th, which is, I was expecting something big to happen because of the age of the moon and the visibility of the moon being visible 39%, which is a double 33, and the age of the moon being also a double 33. Something did happen. I don't think it was one specific thing, but I think it was a collection of things. And two of those things were the Tomorrowland fire that occurred. That one was obviously completely lit for the Satanic, upcoming Satanic total solar eclipse. Same with this plane bomb plot foiled in Australia. Now, you see the age of that moon is 6.33 days. Well, the suspect's house that they raided in Australia, well, look at the address. The address is 336. It's the mirror of the age of the moon. Tomorrowland also completely staged fire. You know, I don't know if they could have hurt anybody with that or not. Looks like they couldn't have. I mean, people were well enough away from the fire. I guess if you had breathing problems, it wouldn't be good for you. But both of these events are intimately tied to this moon phase. The plot to bring down the plane foiled at the suspect's address of 336 ties that event to this specific moon phase, satanic symbols, and the Tomorrowland fire and the Unite with Tomorrowland. Tomorrowland meaning one world order, new world order, one world government, one world religion, one world everything, one world currency. Tomorrowland is the unification of all the countries into a global fascist state. That's what they're going to do with it, regardless of how they're marketing it, regardless of how they're selling it, and how great it's going to be. It's actually just going to bring in global fascism. It already has. We're seeing it in action. And they said that the fire was caused by a technical malfunction. It was actually caused by by arson. They had it set up, rigged to overload. Really easy to do. These are electricians. This wouldn't happen accidentally with equipment that's being installed by electricians. It's ridiculous to think that this would happen. Irregardless, this happened on Saturday because that's the day of Saturn worship. Saturday is named after Saturn. And they said an investigation of the blaze was underway, yada, yada, yada. That I found interesting from people. This happened on the 29th, which is 24 days from the total solar eclipse. That 24 means 11, 22, so it reflects a 33, because they only do these things when the day or the moon phase or something reflects that.
And done that in a different way, because I got the 33 just from the 2 and 4 going to the 6. So there's a few ways that you tied in as well and still got the 33 out of it. Strange numbers, aren't they? Little play on numbers, everything. Carry on.
At 33, and the moon, age of the moon was 6.33 days for the double 33. Combine it with this event, you have 666. In fact, if you combine any event that happened that day that has 33 on it, well, it makes 666 when you combine it with the number of days between the 29th and the total solar eclipse. And if you look at the alternative time unit, you can see that 24 days comes out to 3 weeks and 3 days. So there's your 33 again. So I don't think it was a single event. It was a multitude of events that consisted of that on the 29th of Saturday. I mean, because that's a lot of 33s and a 77 in that day. So it was those two main events, the bomb plot that was foiled in Australia that reflects the age of the moon, 336 on the address. So that directly nods to this, and so those were the two events. So we had that 77. There's 2 7s. One 7 goes with each of those pairs of 33s to give you a 7 double 33 twice. And both of those events were crafted Freemasonry. Now, skipping ahead to this week in August, the first week of August, well, it looks pretty damn interesting. The first and the second, and immediately jumping out at me is the first, the second, and the fifth. Really big days. The first is a waxing gibbous moon. The visibility is 68%. Now, that could mean 3344. If it does mean 3344, then that's a 3434. And that means 733. 33. So it's a double 7, 33, 33. If it does mean 68% and you don't break it down, well, then it means 14, and that's just a double 7. So it's a 77 for the visibility. But the age of the moon is interesting because it's 9.06 days, and 96 is a Satanic Freemason symbol. It's a big one. They have it in the lodges. They have it in the lodges as 69. They have it 96 in the San Diego apartment shooting hoax. The guy was wearing the green shorts that had 96.
Again, not tying into Liverpool with the 96 tiers. Hillsborough, Liverpool code's being prominent to me throughout all of these little summer events. So again, then we've got this Lana Del Rey coming to spend the eclipse actually in this city, and she's all over the news saying that she's admitting to putting hexes on people. Never mind all the rest of the stuff which you dig up on it, which we done on the article yesterday. But it's just a bit strange and a bit uneasy the fact that she's going to be celebrating a big witches eclipse here.
As well as other had 47 on his shorts also. So the first looks strong. It's tomorrow. The second also looks really strong. The visibility is 77%. The age is 995 days. And that 9 is actually a key cipher for 666. And that 95, 7. So there's 3 33s and a double 77. But if you add up the full age, 9 plus 9 plus 5, it gives you 23. And 23 is that special number that gives you a 733. And I believe that's what it means in the age of the moon. I don't believe it's broken down into 2 numbers. So there's your 733 on the second. And the only problem is the month. 8 is a 44. 44 is death and destruction code. So this month is going to be crazy hairy, I think, or dirty hairy. It's just like July and June were. I think everything is leading up to September in the fall, when we're going to see something really massive happen, because we will be freshly into a new 99-year cycle. And the 8 in August, which is that 44 rather, is a double 22. And 22 is the master builder number. It's the most powerful master number in numerology. There's 11, 22, 33, and 44 are the master numbers. And 22 is the most powerful of the master numbers. Skipping ahead to Friday, I'm going to skip a few days of 3 and 4. I'll look at those separately another time, but on the 5th, also there's that 96 again, visible 96. Look at the age, it's 12.66 days. That is 33, 33, 33, 33. Unquestionable, Saturday the 5th of August, something really freaking big is going to happen. Maybe something on par with Grenfell. Something big, something more than just a notable thing like the Ohio State Fair, which actually turned out to be a pretty big deal. This Ohio State Fair thing turned out to be pretty big. They used mannequins in that psyop like they do in many of them, because it's part of the Crowley religion of using the mannequin as a golem. But I think people are the golem themselves. I think they embody the spirit or the demons. I personally don't believe in them. I think people or just in a state of unconscious awareness. They don't know who they are. They don't know where they came from. They don't know why they're here. They just have memories from their childhood on up. They don't have any memories before they were born. I got my memories back in my DMT breakthrough experience. I remember.
I've always got my memories, you know. It's the only thing that I've got is my memories, and I can never forget them. I can remember every single day in my life. Just close my eyes and try and remember every building I've ever been in, every street I've ever walked on. I always played them with myself, little memory games. I really can. We've got the moon out. We've got it out nice and bold and bright and high. So pretty soon, I want to end this stream and switch it over onto the Enchanted Liverpool Observatory, which may only be now me with a telescope, where I've just modified a webcam and pulled the lens out and stuck it into the where the eyepiece areas go on the telescope. Sorry, but I'll build on it. It's quite funny. There's not many eyes on the skies from Liverpool. There's the Liverpool University, the Liverpool Telescope, which I'll never rival, but it will be a stream which I do want to be continuous, more or less every night. It'll take a lot of manware, obviously, keeping the telescopes on the moon and stuff themselves, but maybe I can bring some computers in to help me out with that, or something kind of like some robots, surely. But it is a feature that I do want to extend on quite a lot, so I'm excited to get out and basically run it live on this page. Because what I also do on the observatory, just so YouTube aren't getting everything to do with me, I've always had other accounts on like Ustream as well, so I always go live on Ustream when I do the sky watches in the day with like the chemtrails and whatever. I've always done live on Ustream. So what I'm going to do is, obviously there's a playlist here. This part of the page is the Enchanted Liverpool Observatory Live Telescope. So click for daily info. I need to change today's info, but it's going to be pretty much the same. So we have to change the date on that. So this is the playlist. Every time I'm live with the telescopes, it's going to be on this page, and it's going to pop up here, and it'll be in this playlist as well. Okay, so the next one going to be in there is coming up right now. What's this one called? Right, for some reason I've got to go and change this because the newest video isn't uploading into the top one in the playlist, so I just need to change that quick setting. That'll sort that out. The next part of the playlist is just a flight radar tracker. Sorry, the page. The next part of this page is a flight radar tracker. If we just do this and get the page to load up properly, it does all work. I still want to tidy it up though. I still want to tidy this page up. It's just good in principle. It's got me showing what I can do. Right. So there's the flight tracker. I have in fact got an account with them, with my iPhone. So I need to sign into my account with them maybe, and I'll lose all the adverts on it then. Enchanted Observatory, these are just the part of the page where all the photographs are going to go. I haven't decided yet whether to have them thumbnail or just like that. Probably save space on the page, just keeping them like that. Or if they look better on the thumbnail, you can just switch it to thumbnail like by clicking this anyway. The next part is the live Ustream. More or less chemtrail watch, but I used to always do on this. Just been a lot of sky watches on there. But that's one of the little moon tests that I've done. So basically, there's last night's little test, but I got out too early. The skies were very cloudy. I mean, I got out too late. The moon has already moved all the way across the sky. But it's, as I said, it's nice and high at the moment, so I've got hours. So what I'm going to be doing is, it may be awkward. I may not get it zoomed in because I have just made this myself, basically, but I'm still confident that I will. Last night I didn't get enough time to try and get the shot, so now I can just point it straight at it, take the eyepiece out, look through, get it, set the tripod so it doesn't move, and put the eyepiece back on, and then get it into focus if I can. I've got a Barlow lens on it as well, but you don't need that to look at the moon. So yeah, you see nebulas if you look through them. So I'm going to switch off on this stream and switch over to there. So a lot of that will just be me. A lot of that will just be me just trying to focus it in. So let's just catch up on the chat as well. Johnny, well done for that video. Well done. Superb. Again, subscribe to all the Johnny's channels. I've put them in the featured channels over on my channel now as well, so you will see them there. Also the page on the website as well, if you want to see any of Johnny's videos on the website, if you browse on the website, and go and look in Johnny's descriptions on his videos just to see where he wants you to look as well. But that was Sarah saying excellent number work as always, Johnny, in regards to the video which we've just watched. I must be Damien going by the numbers because mine are horrific. That's David. Yeah, it's New World Order, Utopia. First time I've heard of Tomorrowland. We was going to look at some other little information about Tomorrowland, but as I said, Amiga, just to switch it over and see if I can get this moon stuff on. But again, it may be another chance for us just to hide in different titles. Oh look, it's just only a live moon stream, and if other people join them as well, we'll just have our normal conversations down the side. It can still just be Enchanted, but we'll look at the moon and zoomed in, hopefully through a telescope, and just learn to play. I'm just building the observatory page up and testing it all out. So I'm sorry if the footage is crap and I don't quite get it. I will leave the mic on this time though, maybe. It was just a bit windy last night. The wind was blowing a gale. I had the window open with the laptop on the window ledge and whatever, so I wouldn't have had good quality sound anyway, so I had the mic out. Live stream gone again. Thanks to everyone for coming in. Ben, my name is, who jumped into the chat new, Sarah Bates, Free Woman, Johnny Supertramp's been over as well. Always good to see you in here, Johnny. It is. Okay, Carl, take care for now. Take care, everyone. I will be back on live. I'm doing this live now. I'll be back on live in 10 minutes. Let's look into Coral Castle, Carl. Starting with the castles. I've just left that link open for myself just to have a look in a minute. Carl, you have a nice singing voice. That was from then. Very interesting. Ben, Johnny, hello all. There is another link from Ben. 12 stars. Heavens clothed with the sun, moon under their feet, a crown of 12 stars. A red-headed dragon. Revelation. Superb, superb. Here's a notification. I haven't uploaded nothing, have I? Why we not taught this in school? So that's pretty much it. Just going to say thank you to everyone for coming over again, and I am just going to go mess about and just test out. So keep your eye out if you want to come and have a little talk. You can do. If not, I am just going to try and fine tune the zoom through a webcam stuck to a telescope. Okay. Maybe I'll look around online as well just to try and buy the real thing, but for now I'm just like testing the ideas, aren't I? So thanks for watching, everyone, and that was Tomorrowland, the Tomorrowland article which we done. Sorry, I was just looking at for watching now. It just popped up. It was on today, so I was just wondering, someone just popped in and out. Yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Cheers. Bye, everyone, says Ben. Bye, Ben. Bye, Sarah. David, thank you for coming in once again and for hitting on the lilies as well with his witted triggers, looking into the flowers a little bit more, just to refresh myself with that as well. So, yeah, blacked out screen. Sorry. Signals, all right as such. It's never full. But anyway, yeah, I'm just going to start rambling now. We will shoot off and I'll be back again in the next 20 minutes, setting this camera up onto this darn telescope. Speak soon.